In this video, I'm going to show you a semi-automated LinkedIn campaign that I use for one of my clients that can generate you between 5 and 15 additional qualified appointments every single month. And the total cost of this campaign is only between $40 to $80 per month. So you end up paying literally a few dollars per one qualified appointment. So if you are selling online courses or coaching programs and right now you are not running any ads and you only make a few sales per month here and there, maybe you post some content, maybe you send out DMs to people and you just make a few sales per month, this LinkedIn strategy can be a great bridge between where you are right now to booking way more appointments than you currently book. Or maybe if you are already running Facebook ads but not at scale, this can be a great supplementary strategy to add additional 5 to 15 appointments to your calendar. Let's just get started. Or actually, one last thing before we get started. When I say 5 to 15 appointments per month, I mean this is per one LinkedIn account. So if you have your own LinkedIn account and maybe you have 3 setters in your company and maybe also one closer and maybe also one more, let's say, media buyer, or let's say you have a team of 5, including you. So you have 5 LinkedIn accounts. So that means if you set up 5 automations, one for each account, that allows you to book between 25 to 75 additional appointments every single month at only a few dollars per qualified appointment. So it's a great strategy. So unless you are spending a few $100s per day on paid advertising, or unless you have a large social media following that already fills your calendar completely, this can be a great strategy for you. So now let's get started. Okay, and I will break this strategy into 5 sections. So in the first section, let me just generally explain what this strategy is about. So basically, we set up an automation using a software called, for the majority of our clients, we use Dripify.io, and I'm gonna put our link in the description. And this is actually an affiliate link, just to be 100% transparent. Although if you do use our link as a way of saying thank you, you can reach out to us via email. Our email will also be in the description, and we can set up this automation for you 100% free. So just you have those links in the description. But in terms of the actual strategy, we set up those automations, and for the majority of our clients, we use Dripify.io. And this automation allows us to send up to 100 automated connection requests per day to our ideal prospects. So we choose a target audience using either LinkedIn search or a CSV database upload, or you can also use Sales Navigator. We actually use LinkedIn search for the majority of our clients. Is good enough. And we start sending out up to 100 connection requests per day. And then some percentage of those people accept our connection request. For one of our clients, it's about 30%, which is pretty good in my opinion. And then once they accept our connection request, our automation will automatically send them our first message. And the purpose of that first message is, well, there are 2 purposes of that first message. The first purpose is to get them to engage in a conversation, so get them to respond to us. And the second purpose is to automatically at the same time pre-qualify them. And once they do respond to us, we ask them an additional 1 or 2 questions max, and then we ask them to book a call with us. So once again, the entire process, the summary of the entire process from start to finish. First step, we send out up to 100% connection requests per day to targeted leads. Second step is we automatically send them the opening message, the first message that gets them engaged in the conversation. Third step is we ask additional 1 to 2 pre-qualifying questions to make sure that 1, they are engaged in a conversation, and 2, they are qualified, they are the right fit for our product or service. And then 4, we ask them to book a call with us. And that's the entire process. So literally 4 steps. And if you don't know what to say in those messages, which is the biggest problem in this strategy, right? I mean, the technical setup is not that difficult. The difficulty lies in understanding what to say to your prospects. But I will actually get to this in point 3. So that was point 1, the overall description of the strategy. The second point is breaking your biggest objection, because I can already hear some of you screaming that you don't want to be sending DMs to strangers using any platform. And let me tell you that in my opinion, the reason why you may think it's not quote-unquote right to send out DMs to other people on LinkedIn or any other platform is because you either tried something like this in the past and maybe you had no results, or maybe people were mean to you, or someone tried this strategy on you and it didn't really work and you got annoyed. But the thing is, if you don't have, if your marketing messaging is not, it does not resonate with your target audience. So if your messaging does not make your prospects listen to you, it doesn't matter if you post content, it doesn't matter if you send DMs, and it doesn't matter if you run ads. People will not listen to you and people will not buy from you. And if your messaging annoys other people, it will annoy them on any platform. Doesn't matter if it's LinkedIn DMs or posting content or running ads. And in general, if you are afraid of criticism in business and you think running ads is a solution, because I've had this so many times, then you will be really surprised, because I've been running ads for coaches and course creators for the last 6 years, and at a certain scale you cannot avoid criticism no matter what you do. Even if you have a free lead magnet and you give this away for free and the lead magnet is amazing, people will still find reasons to criticize you. Maybe they don't like your hair, maybe they don't like your clothes or the way you speak too fast, you speak too slow. They will find something to criticize you. And I don't think you can find anyone who spends a few thousand or even a few $100s per day on ads, or has at least a few 100,000 followers and gets no hate. It's just impossible, and this is just how it is. So this objection, I don't want to send DMs, is a sign of a deeper issue. Maybe it's an imposter syndrome. Maybe you don't feel confident with your offer. Maybe you don't understand what to say to your prospects to make them listen to you. And the thing is, you don't have to run the ads. You can run ads. Believe me, running ads is a much more pleasurable way of generating leads. The only problem with ads is that if you don't have a proven offer, your ads will burn your money, you'll burn your budget, okay? And another strategy, posting content. Posting content is great, although it's a very long-term strategy. And this LinkedIn strategy allows you to get 5 to 15 qualified meetings this month starting today. Okay, so there is nothing else that can help you get this many appointments this fast and for such a low price. Okay, so the third point is the actual messaging. So what do you need to say or actually write in order to get your prospects to accept your invitation, get engaged in a conversation, accept your invitation, get engaged in a conversation with you, and then eventually book a call with you, because it's quite complex. And the first answer, and I know it will not sound very exciting, is that at the beginning, most likely you will not know what to say. And also, I cannot tell you exactly what to say. But the thing is, you can get started with a pretty close hypothesis, and then over time you can track your results and test different things and adjust your messaging. But I will still give you a few good examples to help you get started. So the first message, which is the message that's attached to your connection request. So when you send out connection requests via LinkedIn, you can attach a short message to try and increase your acceptance rate. And it can be very simple. It can be, and I'm taking this from, the structure would be this. Hey name, would you be open to connecting? I help XYZ get ABC, kind regards, comma, name. So let me fill in the blanks and let me give you an actual example from one of my clients uses and has been using for a few months. So it would go like this. Hi John, would you be open to connecting? I help software startup founders to get technology/processes/teams designed and built from concept to launch. kind regards, name. Super simple, works really, really well, nothing complicated. And actually the majority of your connection requests will be sent via email, because you can only send maybe up to 20 connection requests on LinkedIn per day. But we are able to work around this limit by sending another 80 connection requests per day via email. So on LinkedIn, there is an option to invite someone to your quote-unquote friends or connections via email, and then if you do that, LinkedIn will not let you customize this message. So it will say something like, "Hey name, I would like to add you to my professional network," something like this, and you cannot change it, but it works okay. Okay, so that's the first message. That's the message that's attached to your connection request. But then after they accept your connection request, you should reach out to them as soon as possible. So our automation sends a message within 1 hour of getting a new connection request. And again, just to give you, or actually, the purpose of this first message is to get them engaged in a conversation with you, like I said before. And the second purpose of this first message is to pre-qualify your prospects. So not only you want to immediately get them engaged in having a conversation with you, but two, you also want to make sure that you are not wasting your time talking with someone that's not qualified, that's not the right fit for your product or service. So just to give you an example, and this is something that I could potentially use for my business. So my company helps coaches and course creators generate leads, book appointments, and also close those calls. So not only we generate leads using many different strategies, many different sources, both paid and organic, but we also book appointments with those leads, and also we close those calls. So we handle the entire marketing and sales process for coaches and course creators from start to finish. And if I had a lead on LinkedIn, I could say something like, "Hey Judy, thanks for connecting. Have you launched your coaching program yet?" Or another question, "Hey Judy, thanks for connecting. When do you plan on launching your coaching program?" So what it does is it gets Judy engaged in a conversation, and obviously it will not work 100% of the time. It will not even work 50% of the time. The majority of those people will most likely ignore you, and that's 100% fine. I mean, if the number is really low, then it's not fine, but do not expect every single person to pay attention to you. It will just not happen. So I asked this question, and like I said, the first purpose of this question is to get them engaged in a conversation, but the second purpose is it helps me pre-qualify this prospect, because if Judy does not have a coaching program and does not plan on creating any coaching programs, and for some reason I still somehow send a connection request, then I know I need to stop wasting my time, because Judy is not gonna buy from me. Or maybe Judy plans on launching, let's say, 12 months from now, because she is moving to a different country or something like this. Or maybe she used to sell coaching programs, but she stopped. So it basically tells me that Judy is not the right fit. And if they respond to this message, I may add 1 or 2 additional questions before pitching this call. So for example, I could ask, "Have you decided on the pricing yet?" And that can give me a lot of information, this simple question, because I would have different services for someone who has a $40 product, and completely different services for someone who has a $5,000 product. And a coach who has a $5,000 product and is selling, let's say, 10 to 20 programs per month, is just a completely different lead than someone who has a $40 product and cannot sell anything. So that's another pre-qualifying question. Or my client, who is a software startup coach, could ask, "When do you plan on launching your startup?" And again, this is a pre-qualifying question that gets them engaged in a conversation, because if they say, "I have already launched 6 months ago," or I gave up on this project, that gives us a lot of information. And then we go to, then we move on to pitch the conversation, the video call, the Zoom meeting with us. And in my case, it can be something like, and I'm making this up right now, "Judy," or referring to her last message. Sounds good, Judy. I know you are busy, so let me just get straight to the point. I've been working with coaches and course creators for the last 6 years. I helped one of my clients generate $2 million in revenue. And why don't we get on a quick Zoom call where you would share more information about your business, and I would share the processes and strategies we use to generate my clients' results. And all I ask for return is that you consider XYZ, and I will not be putting any pressure on you. There will be no hard selling. Sounds fair? Something like this. All right, so you can pause and rewind. I've actually used something similar in the past and it worked really well. And the thing is, I believe the biggest issue that course creators and coaches have when it comes to generating leads organically is just asking for that meeting. So some people believe they need to have a 2 weeks conversation before they can ask for a call, or they have to really know the prospect. To a point where they get invited to that prospect's wedding or know their kids, and they are on first name basis and they just chat regularly, almost best friends. And it's not the case. You only, maybe in very high ticket sales, maybe when you are trying to close a deal that's worth, let's say $200,000, then yeah, obviously then the rules are different. But if you want to sell your course or a coaching program, you do not need to speak with a prospect for 2 weeks and also go through their entire profile, click on every link, and just check all of their social media channels. It does not need to happen. Short conversation, 2 to 3 questions, and then ask them for that meeting. Worst case scenario, they just say no or they don't respond. No big deal. But some people will respond, and it's a good way to get those additional 5 to 15 meetings per month. And the last point in the strategy, the 4th point, is tracking. So like I said, at the very beginning, you may not know what to say, and all you can do is just start with a hypothesis. So start with something that you believe would work for your specific niche, and then you just have to test it and adjust along the way. So let's say, and also it's important to track every step of every part of your process. So there are 3 main things that you need to track. The first thing is your acceptance rate. So how many people accept your connection request. Second thing is how many people respond to your first message. And third thing is how many people agree to get on a call with you. So once again, your acceptance rate when you send out connection request, response rate to your first opening message, and then the conversation to call conversion rate. So how many people agree to get on a Zoom call with you? And you have to track those 3 metrics, and then if your strategy is not working, then you have to look at this funnel from a bird's eye view and then make a decision based on where your funnel is leaking. So if your acceptance rate is really good, let's say it's 30%, and then a lot of people, again, let's say I'm just making numbers up because it's really depends on your niche. Let's say 20% respond to your first message, but only 1% or 5% agree to get on a call with you. In that case, your time needs to be spent crafting your call pitch or Zoom meeting pitch instead of trying to increase your connection request conversion rate, because going through 30% to 40% may take a lot of time and effort, and it's not really gonna influence your results because people are still not getting on those calls with you. So make sure you have a spreadsheet where you can just track those 3 metrics regularly, and then also make decisions based on data, not emotions. So if you get one person who is mean to you or one person that does not want to get on a call with you, you do not make any decisions. You need to have at least, the more the better, 20, 30, 50 data examples if you want to make a decision. So in order to accurately see what your acceptance rate is for connection requests, give it at least 2 weeks, okay? And then if you want to see if people get on a call with you and what's the conversation to call conversion rate, pitch your call for at least 20 times, or maybe even more. If you've only sent your calendar to 5 people, then expect all 5 not to book a call with you. That would be the right answer. That would be the right advice. Actually, one last point, which is the 5th point, and that's the technical setup. So, like I said at the beginning, there are many softwares that can automate this entire process for you, including follow-up messages for people that do not respond to your first message, because this is something that I should have added before. If someone does not respond to your first message, you should send them 1 or 2 more follow-up messages. But moving on to the 5th step, which is the technical setup. So there are many softwares that can automate this process for you. For the majority of our clients, we use Dripify.io, and again, the link is in the description. It's an affiliate link, but as a way of saying thank you, you can reach out to us. Email is in the description as well, and we can set up those automations for you for free. And only the technical setup. We are not going to come up with the entire strategy and write those messages for you. You will have to write those messages by yourself, although we can set it up from the technical point for you. And the technical part, the technical setup is not that difficult. There are plenty of tutorials online. You can find them on YouTube, obviously, or you can just use our link and we'll do this for you. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. One last final thing. As you already know, I help coaches and course creators generate leads, book appointments, and close those calls. So if you ever need any help with your marketing, generating leads, making sales, running Facebook ads, whatever that is, you can book a call with me. The link is in the description, and we can get on a strategy session together. And on this strategy session, I will either try to help you with whatever your problem is, or we can discuss how we can work together. So if you already generate a healthy amount of sales per month, we can discuss how we can help you push it even further. If you have never sold anything in your life, or maybe if you sell only a few courses here and there, then I don't mind giving you some strategies, some tips for free. So just remember this, the link is in the description, and thank you so much. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this strategy, or if you have any questions, and I will be happy to help. Thank you.